Now, chips and hamburgers have become the staple diet of school children. This is according to reports from various schools around the country. Cash cuts, it would appear, have forced many local authorities to introduce cash cafeteria systems, and children favour more expensive chips and beans instead of mashed potatoes and vegetables, and what is more, little is being done to discourage them. Now, the Assistant Masters and Mistresses Association is concerned that the new style school meals are unhealthy and that schools are in effect encouraging bad eating habits when they should be educating children to eat healthy food. And on the line to me now to talk about it, Peter Smith, who is Deputy General Secretary of the Assistant Masters and Mistresses Association. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Well, accepting that school children need good, healthy food in their developing years, aren't local authorities under any obligation to follow some nutritional guidelines of some kind?
Well, unfortunately, they aren't, and that's a pity, because guidelines do in fact exist. A report was published 2 or 3 years ago by one of these bodies called NACNI, and I won't spell that out for you, but it was a very careful investigation into what not just kids but adults should eat, and it said a number of things like we eat too much sugar, we eat too much saturated fat, we don't have enough dietary fibre, and we eat too much salt, you see.
Right. So, but those are, in other words, optional guidelines, are they?
They're optional guidelines, although the biggest education authority in the country, the Inner London Education Authority, very wisely has decided to adopt them, and I think they're quite right.
Yeah.
But there are other local authorities. Do you mind, I know you like recipes. Can I give you a quick recipe
Yeah.
which sent to parents by one local authority saying this is a winner in schools, all right? And it's ½ pound of margarine, ½ pound of lard, ¼ pound of icing sugar, and a pound of soft flour. And I'm not going to give you the method, but dot it all off with jam.
Yes.
Now, if you can think of anything, a better recipe for arterial sclerosis, it's yet to be invented.
Well, now, these back to the hamburgers and chips, Peter. Obviously, I suppose the youngsters must think that they're the thing to have because they're paying more for them.
They're paying more for them, and of course there's heavy television advertising selling exactly this kind of food. Chips, crisps, things which are either very sweet or very salt.
Yes.
And, you know, that's what they buy.
Well, now, couldn't local authorities then just stop this all at source, actually, by just stopping the supply of chips and hamburgers and reintroducing a traditional meal?
I think the trouble then, Jimmy, is that you get back to the old situation where kids don't eat lunch at school at all, but whip off to the local chippy. I think you've got to do two things. I think, first of all, we need much more nutrition education in school, and we need that education reflected in what the cafeterias provide. It's a two-pronged thing.
But if what you're saying, you see, Peter, is that they prefer to eat hamburgers and chips, and that even if you supply nutritional meals, they won't eat them anyway, they'll go off to the local chippy. I mean, you can't very well chain them to the desk and say, you won't leave here till you eat this, can you?
Oh, no, I agree with you. But certainly, I think we're under a responsibility to educate children in healthy eating habits, rather than make an investment in national disease, which is what we seem to be doing at the moment.
Yeah.